Call to order the License and Variance Board meeting for Wednesday, June the 12th at 10 o'clock a.m. Board members present, to my left is Roy Akery, the Deputy Fire Chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works, and we have Rosemary Rivera, who is the Executive Assistant to the City Administrator, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. First item for business is a public hearing, variance, public hearing, privilege license request L1C 13019, change of agent, beer, wine, and liquor pouring, 449 South Cobb Drive, GI Bakery II, Incorporated, DBA Atlanta Bread. Maria Christina Lomos is the applicant. Is she here? Can you please step to the podium? And for the record, can you state your name?
Maria Cristina Lamos.
All right. And what is your position with Atlanta Bread?
Senior Director of Operations.
Okay. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
I have.
And have you read and do you understand that ordinance?
Yes.
Okay. And have you completed the requisite responsible alcohol sales class?
I have.
All right. And I think we have a copy of your certificate from April 2013.
That's correct.
All right. And can you explain to the board what steps you have in place at your store to make sure that you do not sell and your employees do not sell alcohol to underage persons?
Yes. We have implemented, first, everybody's coming to get their license.
Okay, speaking to the mic.
All the associates that are working, that are in contact with the customers, are getting their permit. And we have also implemented training in regards to having everybody ask for their IDs. We have them sign a paper saying that they are going to follow all the instructions, and preferably a manager to be with them when there's alcohol sales.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
And do you understand that from time to time the Smyrna Police Department does sting operations to make sure that you are in compliance with not selling to alcohol to underage persons?
Yes.
Okay. And does your staff understand that if they do sell alcohol that they will be taken to jail immediately?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And how often are you on site at the store's location here on South Atlanta Road? South Cobb, pardon me.
The office is very close, so I would say 3 times, 4 times a week.
Okay. All right. No other questions?
How many stores do you hold license for?
Just for this one.
Just for this one?
Right.
How many stores are you involved with?
About 40.
In the metro area?
16 in the metro area, but nobody else has an alcohol permit. We're the only ones beside one franchisee.
Okay. What do you think your sale of liquor, what percentage is that in this type of store?
It's very little. It's maybe 1%. It's very little.
All right.
All right. The Smyrna Police Department did complete a background investigation, and there was no information revealed that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion. Privilege license request LIC 13-019, change of agent for beer, wine, and liquor pouring, 4490 South Cobb Drive, GI Bakery II, Incorporated, doing business as Atlanta Bread. Martina Christina Lamos, applicant, be approved.
Second the motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the privilege license request for change of agent for 4490 South Cobb Drive, GI Bakery II, Incorporated, DBA Atlanta Bread Company. Maria Christina Lomos is the applicant. Please vote at this time. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a public hearing. Variance request V13026 allows second accessory structure on a residential lot, 0.55 acres, land lot 337, 3844 North Cooper Lake Road, Southeast. Bobby and Sharon Williams. Are the Williams present? Okay, please step to the podium. And for the record, can you both please state your name?
Sharon Williams.
Bobby Williams.
Okay. And can you give us some background information about the variance request that you have before us today?
We have an existing shed that was on the property when we purchased it, and we have installed an above-ground pool. So we were told that we need a variance for the pool.
Okay. All right. Any questions for them?
Do we need background?
Okay, we will. All right. Okay, well, we're going to have the staff, Joey Staub, step forward now and then make his staff comments, and you can stay close to the podium because we may want to have other questions for you.
Joey Stobbs, Planner 1 with Community Development. The applicants at 3488 North Cooper Lake Road have requested a variance to allow a second accessory structure for an above-ground swimming pool where a shed already exists. I believe the applicants did do due diligence before installing the swimming pool, and they didn't understand that the shed being on the property would prohibit them from placing the above-ground swimming pool there. So I don't know exactly how it came to our notice, but we did find out that there are two accessory structures there. They need a variance. Mm-hmm. So we reviewed the request. We recommend approval. The neighbors, adjacent and abutting properties have been notified. Signage has been posted in accordance with the ordinance, and we've received no objection to the request.
Okay.
Joey, for the record, when you say you reviewed the request, this request has been held to the four standards that the city has, and you found nothing measuring against those four standards. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Have we issued any variances for this type of situation in the past?
Yes. I don't know if it's exactly for an above-ground swimming pool, but second accessory structures have received variances in the past, so this would not set any precedent.
Okay. Any other questions, pardon me, for the staff?
Not for staff, for the property owner.
Okay. Mr. and Ms. Williams, can you please step back up to the podium?
How long have you lived in the house?
Since
Go ahead.
Since
Either one.
February.
Since February?
Yes.
The shed, does it have a particular use as it is now?
It's just for the tractor and other lawn garden supplies.
Okay, so removing it may cause you a little bit of a headache?
Inconvenience.
Yes, it would.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Great. Okay, this is a public hearing. If anyone else has comments about this particular issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that this License Variance Board approve variance request V13-026 to allow a second accessory structure on a residential lot, 0.55 acres, land lot 337-3844 North Cooper Lake Road for Bobby and Sharon Williams.
Second motion.
It's been motioned. Did we get it? It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13026 to allow a second accessory structure on a residential lot, 0.55 acres, land lot 337, 3844 and North Cooper Lake Road, Southeast Bobby and Sharon Williams. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next item is a public hearing, variance request V13.
Can I say something right quick?
Sure.
We need Jim Cox, business license officer, to correct public hearing for license 2013-19. Atlanta Bread said they mistakenly pushed, check liquor pouring. They will not have liquor pouring. We'll only issue beer, wine, and Sunday sales.
Okay.
Okay, so that won't confuse anybody if they read this elsewhere.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public hearing, variance request V13027, allow an increase of maximum fence height in a front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet, 0.70 acres, land lot 597, 1640 Mohawk Place Southeast, Gerald, is it Delane? Delon. Can you please step to the podium? And for the record, can you state your name, please?
Gerald DeLon.
Okay. And can you tell us about your variance request, please?
Yes, we've lived at the house about 15 years, and there was an existing fence in place when we moved in, and it's really deteriorated, and we have 2 big dogs, so for the safety of the dogs and pedestrians, we would prefer to have a much stronger structure. There are a lot of kids in the neighborhood and people walking dogs, and some people let their dogs through the existing fence because it's open slat, so we are not real comfortable with that either. So basically, the fence will look much, much nicer than the existing fence and conform stain-wise to the existing deck and to the house. So aesthetically, everything should be conforming.
Okay. All right.
There is one other item though. The fence company had come out, and due to the utility easement markings, the fence may have to be moved inward some from where it is because I don't really know how they built the existing fence, but it's right on the Georgia Power line, and then there's a secondary high power line inside the fence, so it needs to be moved within a few feet of the secondary high power line.
Okay.
Now, just for the sake of clarity, when you're talking about moving in, you're talking about towards the house?
Yes,
and
towards
away
the
from
house,
street?
away from the street, yes.
Do you have any idea approximately how many feet?
Probably 3 to 4, something like that. And there's already probably 18 inches between the sidewalk and fence as is.
Okay.
I know we went out and took a look at it, like we usually do on these types of variances. And part of there would be a stipulation that the fence be moved into your property. In other words, not in the right of way.
Correct. Out of the easement zone.
Our measurement showed about almost 6 feet. It'll have to be moved back toward you. So
Okay, that may be.
That'll be part of the stipulation. You'll have to find your front pins, or have your I guess a fence installer find those pins and ensure that you're behind and out of the right of way itself.
Okay, so you're talking about totally out of the easement zone?
Correct.
Okay, no issue.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, this time we'll hear from the staff, please.
Okay, all right.
The applicant at 1640 Mohawk Place is requesting a variance to allow a 6-foot fence where the ordinance requires it be 4 foot. The applicant is replacing an existing 5-foot fence with proposed 6-foot fence. This is a corner lot, so therefore it technically has 2 front yards, so it is that's why it requires a variance. We have reviewed the request and found it to be in compliance with the 4 standards. The abutting and adjacent property owners have been notified by the applicant. We have posted a sign in compliance with the ordinance and received no objections regarding the request. We have recommended approval with the following condition. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and fence details submitted with the variance application.
Okay. Any other questions for the staff? All right.
Additionally, other variances of this nature have been approved before, so this would not set a precedent.
Okay. As far as the fence itself, which side is going to be facing the outside? And I guess if the applicant can.
Yes. We have no problem putting the finished side towards the street. I mean, no problem with that.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's what we would prefer.
What-
Sure. No problem.
One other question.
Huh?
On the drawing that community development referenced, are you're replacing the rear also, and then I guess the piece along the driveway?
Yes, it's everything will be replaced from the house down the driveway, down Mohawk Place Street, and then across the rear of the lot, and then it'll tie into a neighbor's 6-foot privacy fence at that juncture.
Okay.
Okay. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
I'd like to make a motion that variance request V13-027 allow an increase of maximum fence height in the front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet. 0.70 acres, land lot 597, 1640 Mohawk Place be approved with the following stipulations. Stipulation is noted by, or condition is noted by community development. Condition that the fence, the smooth side or the decorative side of the fence be facing the outside of the interior of the property, and that the fence be located on the Mohawk Place side, not within the right-of-way of the city of Smyrna. Make that in form of motion.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13027, allow an increase of maximum fence height in a front yard from 4 feet to 6 feet with the previously stated stipulations. 0.70 acres, land lot 597, 1640 Mohawk Place, Southeast. Gerald DeLon is the applicant. All in favor, please vote. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Okay, next item is a public hearing, variance request V13028. Reduction of the required west side setback from 7.5 feet to 6 feet, and reduction of the required east side setback from 7.5 feet to 6.9 feet, 0.21 acres, land lot 593, 1588 Walker Street, Southeast. Christine Powell. Is Ms. Powell present? And for the record, can you please state your name?
Christine Powell.
Okay, and can you tell us about your variance request, please?
Yes, I purchased my home in December of 2010. It had been built in 2007, and right before I closed, I ordered a survey, and the survey determined that there was an encroachment on the setback line for my house, so I had a difficult time closing because I couldn't get title insurance. I was able to get title insurance and closed, but I'd like to get this cleared up so that if I ever do sell, this won't be an issue for the next buyer.
Okay. All right, any questions?
just for the sake of clarity, you purchased a property that was already built. The deck that does encroach, and it is a deck, is that correct?
That's correct.
Was built the way that it currently remains. It just so happened to be built with about 1.5 feet encroachment one way and a little more than 1/2 foot encroachment in another way.
That's
Is that
correct.
Okay.
All right, well, at this time, we'll have Joey Stobbs please step forward to make staff comments.
The applicant at 1588 Walker Street has requested a variance for the reduction of the west side setback from 7.5 feet to 6 feet and the east side setback from 7.5 feet to 6.9 feet. As the applicant said, this is an existing house that was built with encroachments into the side setbacks. The west side setback is the deck. The east side setback is the actual house.
Oh.
And I mean, it's a 6-inch or so difference, but it was noted on the survey, so I added it to the variance request for her. We have reviewed the request and found it to be in compliance with the 4 standards. We believe that the reduction will not adversely affect surrounding residents, seeing as how it's been in place for 6 years. We have, the applicant has notified all of the adjacent and abutting properties. We have posted signage, and there has been no opposition to the request. Therefore, we recommend approval of the variance request without condition.
Okay. Any questions? All right. Well, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Okay. Seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve variance request B13-028 for the reduction of required west side setback from 7.5 to 6 feet and reduction of the required east side setback from 7.5 to 6.9 for a 0.12 acre property, land lot 593, located at 1588 Walker Street, Southeast, for Christine Powell.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13028, reduction of the required west side setback from 7.5 feet to 6 feet, and reduction of the required east side setback from 7.5 feet to 6.9 feet. 0.21 acres, land lot 593, 1588 Walker Street, Southeast. Christine Powell is the applicant. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item is a public hearing, variance request V13029, allow a reduction in the rear setback from 30 feet to 12 feet for an attached garage, 0.19 acres, land lot 2704 Sanford Road, Southeast. Terry Wilson is the applicant. Please step to the podium. And for the record, can you state your name?
Terry Wilson.
Okay, and can you explain your variance request for us today?
I bought the property about 2 months ago from Jason Allen and didn't know there was a variance on it. There had been the same variance passed a couple years back, and so the variance expired after 1 year. What it is, he went for the variance, and for the old variance, it went from 30 foot reduced down to 12 foot for the back building line. So that's, in turn, I'm trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And what it does, if you try to put the garage in front off Sanford, it makes it unsightly. It pretty much takes up the whole lot. It's not wide enough. So by doing the garage, it had an existing garage at one time that they tore down, and I'm just trying to put the garage back in the same spot.
Okay. All right, any questions for Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Wilson, just for the sake of clarity, this would be a detached garage
Yes.
to the rear of the property.
Yes, sir.
They detached?
Detached.
Looks attached.
Yes,
But there
and
is, yeah, I'm sorry,
attached.
there is a breezeway, so it's a garage,
Okay, it's
attached
with a-
breezeway.
It's
and then you have
attached
the
with a
house.
breezeway.
Yes.
Okay.
That your builder?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when do you think you'll start construction?
Let's see if we pass the variance within a day or two.
Okay.
And you plan to utilize the existing curb cut as
Yes, sir.
submitted?
The existing driveway, everything,
On,
off of Powder
Powder
Springs
Springs.
Street.
okay. So we're going to make a stipulation that the one on Sanford be removed.
Yes.
There'll be a stipulation that you remove the one on Sanford.
Right. Yeah. What it is, it's a pre-1940 house that we used to build. I'm the owner of Leland Homes, so we used to build it in Tributary all the time.
Okay. All right, well, we'll have Mr. Stobbs please step forward and make comments as well.
The applicant, Terry Wilson, is requesting a variance at 2704 Sanford Road for a reduction of the rear setback from 30 feet to 12 feet to build a new single-family home with an attached garage placed on the rear of the property. As the applicant said, there was a similar variance passed in 2010. It was case V10-13 for the same, it was basically the same site plan as Mr. Wilson is building. As he said, the lot is narrow, so the building envelope would create a garage in the front to take up the whole front elevation of the house. And we agree with Mr. Wilson that putting the garage to the rear would have a more aesthetic appearance to the site. There is an existing driveway on Powder Springs that he intends to use, and he is placing the garage where the existing garage used to be. It's since been demolished. So we have reviewed the request. We found it to be in compliance with the 4 conditions, and we recommend approval with the following condition. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application. The applicant has notified all abutting and adjacent properties. We have posted signage in compliance with the ordinance, and
He's going to add another one.
that's all.
Okay. Any questions for the staff? All right, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion, the variance request V13-029, allow reduction in the rear setback from 30 feet to 12 feet for an attached garage, 0.19 acres, land lot 416 and 449, 2704 Sanford Road, be approved with the following conditions. The conditions as stated by Community Development, and the condition that the existing curb cut on Sanford Road be removed upon completion of the structure new structure when built.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13029, allowing a reduction in the rear setback from 30 feet to 12 feet for an attached garage, 0.19 acres, 2704 Sanford Road Southeast, and also in regards to that variance, that the previously stated stipulations be approved. And at this time, please vote. That's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a public hearing, variance request V13030, allow a front entry garage instead of a rear entry garage, 0.09 acres, land lot 381-629 Concord Lake Circle, Fortress Builders, LLC. Do we have representation today? All right, since no one is here, Mr. Staub, you want to make a comment about this? Because it's our understanding that it's been withdrawn.
Yes. The applicant did send an email on June 7th to withdraw the request. So Community Development recommends that the request be withdrawn without prejudice.
Motion.
Yes, I'd like to entertain a motion, please. Yes.
We did receive one letter of opposition from the HOA. That gentleman is here.
Okay. Would you like to step up and speak, please? This is a public hearing, so if anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time.
My name is Jeff Heineman. I'm the Homeowners Association for president for Concord Lake Village. And I guess I just have a couple of questions. So since the variance has been withdrawn, will the builder need to apply for a new building permit with a new design with the city, or how does that process work?
We'll let the staff address it.
The builder will be required to provide a new site plan with a building permit before we can approve any new structure being built. If it doesn't require any variances, then we approve that administratively. So.
The reason I asked the question is Leland Homes, the previous developer, and this is known. It was discussed. I'm actually the Homeowners Association president, but I'm also an adjacent landowner.
Okay.
And when the original development went in, it was laid out with a rear entry garage. Right, wrong, or indifferent, the current builder is saddled now with the same thing that Leland Homes was saddled with, which the lot is the smallest lot in the subdivision, and it's going to be very difficult to put a rear entry garage. And I have no doubt this is why they put the variance in for the front entrance garage. It definitely changes the aesthetics of the subdivision. There's no front entry garages at any of the homes in the subdivision. There's only 4 side entry garages in the center island of the development. And for the record, the association absolutely disapproves of any change or allowing the builder to put a front entry garage on this particular lot. So I just want to make sure that was on record, and that's why I'm here today.
Okay, all right.
What is your address?
My address is 621 Concord Lake Circle.
Okay.
And I was the author of the letter that went into the community development.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for your comments. All right, any other questions or comments from the board? All right, well, at this time, I would like to entertain a motion for withdrawal of this item.
Make a motion to withdraw variance request V13-030
Without prejudice?
without prejudice. Sorry.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the withdrawal request without prejudice for variance request V13030, allowance of a front entry garage instead of a rear entry garage, 0.09 acres, land lot 381-629 Concord Lake Circle, Fortress Builders, LLC. Please vote. All right, motion passes unanimous for that withdrawal. And thank you, sir. All right. At this time, Ms. Rivera, would you make a note that only staff is present in the remainder of this meeting as we go through these tabled items? Next item is a public hearing, variance request V13020, reduction of west side building setback from 35 feet to 27 feet, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested to be tabled to the June 26th License and Variance Board meeting. I'd like to entertain them.
And just to say the applicant is requesting more time for this variance request for V13020 through V13024 to work out technical details on the site plan, and we'll go forward when they have another site plan.
Okay. But we do need to put June 26th because that was their request that we table it until then.
Correct.
Okay.
I make a motion we table variance request V13-020, reduction of west side setback from 35 feet to 27 feet, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering Development. Applicant has requested to be tabled to June 26th. I make that informed motion that we table it June 26th.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we table variance request V13020 until June 26th. All in favor, please vote. And just for the record, these are public hearing items, but once again, there are no individuals in the chamber except for staff. Public hearing variance request V13021, reduction of rear building setback from 100 feet to 85 feet, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested this item be tabled until June 26, 2013. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to table until June 26 of 2013. Variance request V13-021, reduction of rear building setback from 100 to 85 feet, 1.01 acre, land lot 847 at 2591 Spring Road for Integrity Engineering and Development.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13021 until June 26. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V13022, parking reduction from 55 spaces to 40 spaces, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested that this item be tabled until June 26, 2013.
Make a motion we table variance request V13-022, parking reduction from 55 spaces to 40 spaces, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering Development. This item to be tabled till June 26, 2013.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13022 until June 26, 2013. Please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Public hearing, variance request V13023, landscape strip reduction from 15 feet to 7 feet along Spring Road and 10 feet to 6 feet along Cumberland Boulevard, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. Applicant has requested that this item be tabled until June 26, 2013.
Make a motion to table until June 26, 2013. Variance request V13023, landscape strip reduction from 15 to 7 feet along Spring Road and 10 feet to 6 feet along Cumberland Boulevard for the 1.01 acre land lot 847 at 2591 Spring Road for Integrity Engineering and Development.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V13023 until June 26, 2013. At this time, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Last item is a public hearing, variance request V13024, additional directional sign at Spring Road and Cumberland Boulevard driveway, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development. And the applicant has requested that this item be tabled until June 26, 2013.
Make a motion, variance request V13-024, additional directional sign at Spring Road and Cumberland Boulevard driveway, 1.01 acres, land lot 847, 2591 Spring Road, Integrity Engineering and Development, be tabled until June 26, 2013.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the tabling of variance request V13024 until June 26, 2013. Please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. And at this time, we have approval of meeting minutes for the License and Variance Board, meeting minutes for May 22nd, 2013. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve the License and Variance Board meeting minutes from May 22nd, 2013.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the License and Variance Board meeting minutes for May 22nd, 2013. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. I would like to adjourn this meeting at 10:41 a.m. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.